So I recently just watched Angel Cop is one of those animes that has quite the infamous reputation to its name for several reasons, one of which I won't be discussing in this review. The others mostly revolve around the ultraviolence, terrible dubbing,
You bastard! You've underestimated the power of Japanese technology, you evil bitch! No, you underestimate me!
and the extreme language put into the movie.
Don't look so surprised. I'm your fucking backup.
But, you know what? Honestly, I really don't think it's as bad as people say. The film's story starts off fairly basic, with our Japanese Special Forces heroes battling communist terrorists, before a major conspiracy is revealed, forcing the team of operatives into a fight for survival, as they get to the bottom of a sinister plot involving the government, glamorous psychics, and cyborg cops. It's funny just how quickly the narrative goes from being believable to a typical sci-fi anime action film. I liked it though. Outside the early episode moments with Angel,
Angel, can you go on?
Yeah,
Forget about me, you get after him.
no problem.
I actually really liked the cast of characters, and surprisingly got invested into their stories, wanting to see them survive the events that unfolded. I really liked Operatives Hacker and Peace, along with Sidekick Asura and the girl he protected by the name of Freya. Sally Raiden just sort of vanishes for a good chunk of the OVA after the opening episode, only to show up later on as a fairly emotionless cyborg. And amazingly, somehow, Angel actually goes from being extremely unlikable.
What would you do if a terrorist took a child as a hostage?
Well, I guess I'd take the shot, as I might not get another opportunity.
You mean that you'd risk killing a child?
If the terrorist took the child hostage, then it'd be the terrorist's fault if the kid got blown away.
You think so? I'm not sure. What about keeping the peace and protecting the innocent?
Two protagonists I wanted to see win, as she does thankfully get real character development throughout the runtime.
Listen, if you find Lucifer, be careful even if she looks dead.
Don't worry, I won't take any chances. Believe me, if I see her, I'm gonna shoot first and then ask questions later.
Good luck, Angel.
And you.
I really liked Lucifer as the main bad guy we saw fight against the heroes, as she chewed all the scenery around her perfectly, and her progressing insanity was definitely amusing to watch. The other villains are technically a twist, and while they are sort of stock for the plot, they fill the greedy politician villain roles well enough. Action-wise, it's a lot of fun, although outside of the one scene that many websites and people cite when saying this is one of the goriest anime OVAs ever, it really isn't all that much more violent than any of the other action series out around the same time. That isn't to knock the film, as while I was a bit let down that there wasn't more intense animated gore, the action was bombastic and got crazier and crazier before the final episode resulted in an episode-long final boss fight. Animation-wise, outside of a single time the lip syncing was off,
So what's the problem?
I never really noticed any major errors or issues that stuck out. Overall, the animation was just solid. It's not the best ever, but it had enough detail and color, along with fun designs, even if some characters like Hacker looked a bit too similar to other anime characters from the time. And there were also some really cool shots sprinkled throughout the anime, so overall, my eyes enjoyed what they were shown. The gore was also really enjoyably animated, as it was all extremely over the top. Sound-wise, yes, the dubbing starts off pretty atrocious, and while I can't say it magically gets fixed past the second episode, it does smoothen out and improve a fair bit. Although, even up to the last episode, you do get gems like,
But if this is justice, then I'm a banana!
the rest of the audio was surprisingly familiar, as I recognized a lot of sounds I've heard other places. Like, for example,
I'm sorry, but do I know you?
Ichihara.
I was always wide-eyed when it came to the sound effects. Even music was odd, since several songs immediately reminded me of the earlier SMT games' OSTs.
So then you plan to destroy the entire communist Red May in one fell swoop. I can see it might work, but I think you're taking far too great a risk letting them escape.
I actually really like the music here, as it all set the mood perfectly.
It's a setup! Get him into the van! Quick! Ah! Ah! No!
Nobody move!
Hands up!
Suyama, get in the chopper!
Okay, out of my way!
Outside the odd outro song, that while wasn't terrible, just wasn't my thing.
誰もの背中くたびれた気配同じようなコートを着た人の群れ
And with all that said, Angel Cop isn't a perfect anime, but if you look past the incredibly rough start and watch the rewritten dub version of the anime, or the rewritten sub, well, I can't say it's a hidden gem or anything like that. I will tell you that this is a fun, enjoyable sci-fi actioner. If you want some fun schlock, it's far from a bad watch. And I can recommend it if you're looking for some dumb, violent action anime goodness. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to help support the channel, please consider sharing the video with a friend, or checking out my Patreon linked in the description below. I want to give a big thank you to not only the show's patrons, but also my good friend Orion Knight for making the wonderful punished neat rig that you'll see in the thumbnails and in the videos like right now. All their social media accounts will be linked in the description. If you have any comments, questions, or recommendations, leave them in the comments as I read and reply to everything. Until next time, this is Sir Williamson signing off until the next video. See you guys!